guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite authors who I feel like gets no recognition, and this is going to be a series on my channel because I found a lot of authors through Kindle Unlimited, and now I own physical copies of their books, most of them. And I feel like there's so many authors that just don't have that name recognition, but their books are as good, if not better, than a lot of what's out there that's mainstream. So today I want to highlight Shea, and I'll put the name here. And I love her books. I have read them all, every single one. She also publishes under the name A.M. Soma, which I will also put. And the A.M. Soma name is her Lit RPG, which is another great series. But the Shea books are going to be mainly fantasy. I think they're actually all fantasy. Some are urban fantasies and some are fairy tale retellings. So this is actually a standalone, Princess Ahira. This deals with a girl that is captured by a dragon. And this book is really good, super lighthearted. I love it. I will say with this author, you're not going to get like the dark side of stuff usually. I mean, her stuff is usually going to have more humor. It's not going to go super dark. Especially the like standalone and some of her early stuff is going to be much more lighthearted, very fun. And I like that. I would prefer right now lighthearted reads, just what I'm in the mood for. So she has a whole series. It's a big series called The Timeless Fairy Tales that are all fairy tale retellings. The first book is Beauty and the Beast. I've talked about this before. I love this book. The whole series flows into each other. So you could technically read them as standalone books, but they all are going to be setting up a larger world and a larger plot. So I recommend reading the whole series. It's so good. My favorite book of this series is The 12 Dancing Princesses, and I will put a picture here because I don't own that one and I'm so sad. But I'm slowly building my collection. Here's some of her other ones. I have Puss in Boots and Rumpelstiltskin. These are so good. I love this series. I love the characters. Every single fairy tale retelling is going to be focusing on a particular fairy tale and couple, and it's just amazing. I really don't have any complaints. Every once in a while there's a character that I don't connect with as much, but for the most part this series has everything that I want and nothing that I don't want. There is no weird sexuality. There's nothing that you couldn't say in front of children. I read these books aloud with my husband, and he actually loves all of K.M. Shea's books too, so it works out. And the prequel series, which I also have, the prequel series to the Timeless Fairy Tales, you could also read. This is actually 3 books, but I have the like omnibus version, I guess, is The Snow Queen. Sorry. And this series is great. It is so good. I love Raquel. She is the Snow Queen, and I just love it. It sets up the whole world that's in the Timeless Fairy Tales. It sets it up so perfectly. Raquel is an amazing heroine, and the hero of the books I can't say, but he's amazing. I cannot recommend this author enough. Her urban fantasy series are the Magical Beings Rehabilitation Center series, and then the Halls of Blood and Mercy, or Hall of Blood and Mercy. And I prefer Hall of Blood and Mercy. It's a newer series that just came out this year, but they're both really good. So I will just say I highly, highly, highly recommend this author. Please check her out. I do not know her. I am not affiliated with her in any way, but I just started reading her books and love them, and love that I can read them with my husband. He loves them. We'll just always read all of her books because they're awesome. And she is just a really great author who is able to bring a lot of humor into these stories and still make them really great, like really strong fairy tale retellings with really strong female characters. I will say that's what I love that she can do, that is so hard to do, is make a extremely strong female character that's not annoying. All of her characters are totally BA. They do not need help usually. They are not damsels in distress. They are, and even if their strengths lie in just certain abilities or talents that they have, they're all strong. They may not be warriors, but a lot of them are. And you never feel like these characters feel they have to lord it over anybody. They don't need to tell the men in their lives, like, I don't need you, I don't need you, like, I'm so great, I'm a warrior. Like, that's what I like. The romance seems completely seamless, and the whole setup is always that the characters love certain things about, like, the other person, like their character or their devotion or their loyalty, and there's no insta-love. That's another thing I really appreciate about these books, is the caliber of the characters and how they're set up as, like, I mean, I guess in a way they're almost too perfect, and that's what I like. They're great characters that you don't have to go, oh, well, they're a little bit or they're a little bit you know, but look what they did here. Like, normally that's not part of her books, and I appreciate it because I just want to enjoy the characters. I just want to root for them. I just want to feel like, wow, these are great people that I wish were my friends. My favorite series of hers is the Elves of Lessa series, and that would be, the first 2 books are out, another one coming out this year. So the first one is Red Rope of Fate, and then Royal Magic. Oh my gosh, so good, so good. It's an original story, and I love it. I love the idea of it. It's about how this, so it's about humans and elves living together and how their 2 cultures kind of clash and how they're having to try and work together and learn to live in this time together. But they don't speak the same language. They have very different customs. And in the first book, there's a couple, they like do these ceremonies to kind of bind an elf and a human together and create this friendship that's very symbolic, because they can't actually communicate. But they believe that every once in a while, even though it's never happened, like, they don't have any record of it actually happening, it's a legend at this point, that every once in a while these people who are bound together, there's a magic that's created between them that they actually can talk and communicate. And so, of course, this happens between an elf and a human. They're bound together in this symbolic friendship, and they can communicate through magic of some kind. And it's so good. I'm sorry. It's amazing. Like, I'm a total fangirl for this series and for all of her books. I love them. So definitely check her out. I will say all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited. That's how I found her. I recommend getting Kindle Unlimited if just to read all of her books, because they're amazing. So yeah, that's my recommendation for an author that is not as well known or just not as appreciated. So I hope you check her out and let me know what you think if you do. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.